A series of bizarre public incidents has caught the attention of authorities. Several high-profile individuals experienced sudden personality changes, including a finance minister confessing to document tampering, a councilman admitting to bribery, and an author denouncing his own work. Officials are investigating these cases, noting that none of the individuals had prior psychological issues. The incidents are being attributed to external influence rather than coincidence, with similarities drawn to the previous year's change of heart epidemic linked to the Phantom Thieves. A group of friends reunite at Yongan Jaya, expressing excitement and nervousness about seeing each other after a long time apart. They surprise their leader with a warm welcome at their old hangout spot, noting how everyone has grown and changed. The friends catch up on their college and school lives. Some struggle with finals, while others excel in their studies. They discuss various academic interests, from management programs to agricultural science, showing how their paths have diverged yet remained connected. The group begins planning their summer vacation, debating between visiting Kyoto temples and going camping. They ultimately decide on a camping trip with barbecue, enthusiastically discussing food preparations and outdoor activities. They discover Emma, a cutting-edge virtual assistant app that helps with everything from navigation to scheduling. The AI impresses everyone with its comprehensive capabilities and personalized recommendations for their camping trip. After enjoying curry together at the hideout, they plan to meet the next day for shopping. The leader reflects on the nostalgia of being back in their old hangout spot before heading to bed. A mysterious encounter occurs in the Velvet Room, where Lavenza warns of impending danger threatening to consume the world. She speaks of a loathsome prison manifesting and the need to face upcoming hardships greater than before. The next day, the group uses Emma to navigate to a shopping destination for camping supplies. The app unexpectedly suggests visiting a promotional event featuring Ali's Hiiragi at the Shibuya 705 storefront, showing its ability to make real-time recommendations. Alice Hiiragi is making waves as a Japanese fashion model and performing artist. Her unique style and adorable appearance have helped her build a dedicated young fan following. She has become influential in pop culture and works across various media platforms. At a shop opening ceremony featuring her brand, Alice makes an appearance and gives out 100 special invitation cards to fans. She presents it as a magical opportunity to visit Wonderland, where people can become whoever they want to be. The crowd goes wild with excitement as she hands out the cards. The invitation cards contain an Emma keyword for becoming friends with Alice. Upon entering the keyword Wonderland, something strange occurs and the environment suddenly changes dramatically, seemingly connecting to a mysterious place called the Metaverse. The group encounters a disturbing version of Alice, demanding people's desires. A battle breaks out, forcing them to fight their way through enemies. They realize they need to escape as more opponents surround them. They determine they have stumbled into Alice's palace, a manifestation of her distorted desires, though they are confused since they no longer have access to the Metaverse navigation app. They decide to investigate further to understand what's happening. In the underground area, they meet a mysterious being called Sophia, who introduces herself as humanity's companion. She has no memories but offers to help them escape. Though suspicious, they decide to accept her assistance. Sophia demonstrates impressive combat abilities, using powers similar to their personas. Her appearance transforms during battle, copying their style. Though they don't fully understand what she is, they welcome her help in escaping. Sophia discovers an exit portal and encourages the group to trust her. Despite initial hesitation, they convince her to escape with them rather than staying behind with the shadows. Upon returning to the real world, Sophia transforms into a digital entity residing in Joker's phone. She reveals herself to be an AI who tracked Joker's signal and found a new home in his device. The group is shocked but relieved to have escaped safely. A new part of the metaverse has been discovered that has its own version of a palace, accessed through Emma. This area has a ruler and shadow, suggesting something concerning is occurring. The group decides to meet at LeBlanc to discuss their next steps and figure out how to help those who might be trapped. An AI named Sophia explains she entered this world through the internet and gained much knowledge, but her memory remains erased with no way to recover the data. She is currently confined to the phone and unable to exit. The group plans to introduce her to the other Phantom Thieves. The situation is explained to others. They entered the metaverse through Alice Hiiragi's invitation and encountered Sophia, an AI. While it sounds unbelievable, the group knows the significance of a cognitive world and takes the situation seriously. They decide to question Sophia further about what might be happening. The Phantom Thieves introduce themselves to Sophia, explaining their real names and code names used in the metaverse. The group includes college students, high school students, and others with various backgrounds. Sophia notes their names are more normal than Joker. Sophia reveals she only remembers her initialization command to be humanity's companion, with everything else erased. Discussion turns to the metaverse and Alice Hiiragi's palace in Shibuya, where she calls herself the Queen. The situation differs from previous palaces as real humans were being attacked by shadows. The Emma app functions similarly to the previous Metaverse Navigator, accidentally triggering entry through Alice's keyword. The new area is called a jail rather than a palace. The group decides to investigate together, planning to meet at the connecting bridge in Shibuya. Futaba examines Sophia's code and determines it's incredibly advanced, beyond her immediate comprehension. It could take months to understand how Sophia works. The code reveals no information about Sophia's past or programmer, though Futaba commits to continuing the analysis. The group discusses Sophia's mysterious nature and her core directive of being humanity's companion. They suggest she focus on understanding the human heart rather than just being helpful, offering her a place with the Phantom Thieves to learn and assist them. The team prepares to infiltrate the jail using Emma, following a process of finding the right name and keyword. They plan to start from their previous exit point, where no enemies were present, trusting Sophia's guidance. Upon entering the jail, they observe a drastically distorted building, likely Alice's stronghold, though surrounding areas remain normal. They discuss previously witnessing shadows removing jewel-like desires from people's chests, with Sophia explaining these are collected for the monarch. A discussion about mysterious disappearances is taking place regarding people whose desires are being seized in a jail-like setting. There's uncertainty about whether the victims are actual humans or merely shadows, manifestations of people's suppressed subconscious selves. The concept of shadows is explained as being the other self of a person, essentially two sides of the same coin. The group expresses concern about how manipulating shadows might affect people in reality. While there's an urge to rescue victims immediately, they decide to be cautious since they only understand half the situation. The priority becomes investigating Alice and her victims while being careful not to cause any real-world problems. A plan forms to gather intelligence about Alice through online sources and street rumors. An exciting opportunity arises when one member reveals they might meet Alice tomorrow at a TV show filming. Due to group size limitations, only one additional person can accompany them to this meeting. During a live TV interview, Alice presents herself as a compassionate fashion designer inspired by Alice in Wonderland. She shares a touching story about how fashion transformed her from a shy, lonely person into someone new, claiming she wants to be a ray of light for others through her designs. The TV interview takes a bizarre turn when the host suddenly professes his love for Alice, despite being engaged. The shocking live broadcast suggests the host isn't acting normally, possibly indicating his desires were stolen by Alice, giving her some form of control over him. After the show, Alice's true nature is revealed in a disturbing interaction with her manager. She shows a cruel, manipulative side, threatening the manager and referencing previous acts of punishment. This behavior totally contradicts her public image as a beacon of light for others. The group is searching for a treasure in a jail, which is described as the condensed core of a ruler's desires that gives birth to a palace. They need to find this treasure to potentially change Alice's heart. There's debate about whether changing her heart is necessary versus just stopping her actions. The team discusses their code of ethics. They never kill and instead focus on stealing desires to change hearts. This is a core principle of being Phantom Thieves. They aim to reform wrongdoers rather than harm them, even when dealing with people who hurt others. Sophia expresses interest in understanding human hearts better and requests to join the Phantom Thieves to learn more. The group welcomes her as a new member and decides to give her the code name Sophie, using Sophia in the regular world and Sophie in the Metaverse. The team reaffirms their mission to help anyone suffering and not turn their backs on people in trouble. They position themselves as a ray of hope for everyone, including Alice. The Phantom Thieves are officially back in action with their new member. A scene in the Velvet Room explains the power of the wild card and persona fusion. Though some previous powers are unavailable due to the Master's absence, new potential awaits. The journey ahead involves freeing people from distorted desires to prevent impending doom. The team faces a supply problem when their usual weapon and medicine suppliers are closed. Sophia offers to help by ordering online, leading to an amusing incident with a gold bar delivery that had to be returned. They ultimately decide to use Sophia's expedited delivery service for supplies. The operation begins as they head toward a castle-like structure at location 705. The area is heavily guarded with searchlights and shadows, requiring careful navigation. The team needs to find a power source in Mariko City to disable the security systems. The team discovers an underground waterway as an alternate route to reach their objective. They encounter and defeat tough shadows before proceeding upward to reach their target. They find evidence of Alice's influence, including her appearance in a famous magazine called Unun. The team questions her motivations while planning their approach to the final area in Bokamachi, which involves navigating high walls and a closed gate. A successful mission was completed to take control of a core facility, marking a significant victory in the operation. The team managed to deactivate crucial security systems, specifically the searchlights, which were preventing access to their ultimate target. The team discovered that the final core was connected to a popular music album that had been dominating the charts. This revelation suggested potential manipulation behind the artist's success. With the deactivation of security systems, the path to Alice's castle seemed clear, though complications would soon arise. Tensions escalated as the antagonist expressed frustration with their subordinates' inability to handle the situation. Despite being unable to control the team's desires, orders were given to deal with the threat immediately, showing growing concern about the team's progress. The team encountered a massive roadblock with overwhelming numbers blocking access to the castle. Despite their success with the searchlights, this new obstacle forced them to reconsider their approach and retreat to reality to develop a new strategy. After retreating, the team decided to regroup at a restaurant to rest and strategize. The lighter moment was interrupted by an encounter with an intoxicated businessman who was causing a disturbance and harassing people on the street. Hasegawa connected recent unusual events, including a chat show incident, to patterns similar to previous Phantom Thieves activities. He warned about potential arrests and investigations, setting up a tense situation regarding the team's involvement in recent events. The officer proposed a deal to work together, offering protection from arrest in exchange for information. The team remained skeptical but recognized the potential value of such an arrangement, though they delayed making an immediate decision. The team refocused on their primary objective of dealing with Alice, hoping her confession would clear their name. They discovered a potential solution to their castle access problem through a control panel, leading to the formation of a new infiltration strategy. A detailed plan was developed involving team members in specific roles. The strategy included creating diversions, destroying searchlights, and protecting their hacker while accessing the control panel. Everyone understood their part in the complex operation. The operation commenced with an impressive display designed to draw enemy attention. The team successfully executed their roles, with different groups focusing on their assigned tasks while maintaining coordination and support for each other. After completing a successful diversion, the team prepares to storm the castle and tackle the remaining shadows. Everyone is encouraged to be careful due to low stamina as they make their way toward a treasure-like smell coming from the roof. Upon arrival, they discover a mysterious bird cage. The team observes shadows gathering at the bird cage, bringing what appear to be desires in the form of jewels. These desires are being collected and absorbed into a strange light within the cage. The location seems to be a collection point for stolen desires. The team discusses how the jewel-like desires transform into shimmering light. This could represent desires returning to their original formless state after being stolen. The cage appears to be where Alice stores all the stolen desires, and she seems confident they cannot be taken back. The group decides to use a calling card strategy to make the formless desires take physical shape. While exploring, they encounter a barrier and hear disturbing voices that seem to be memories of bullying, suggesting a connection to a secret room that exists only in reality. The team realizes they need to find Alice's old school to locate the secret room, but discovering this information proves challenging. All traces of Alice's past seem to have been intentionally erased from the internet, making their investigation more difficult. A detective reveals that Alice attended Shujin Academy, providing a crucial lead. Though the team remains suspicious of police involvement, they decide to use this information to proceed with their mission of finding the secret room. The group enters Shujin Academy and uses the keyword Wonderland to access a distorted version of the school. They encounter a powerful emotional scene revealing past bullying incidents, suggesting deep wounds in Alice's heart. They reflect on Alice's past trauma from bullying and how it connects to her public persona as someone wanting to be a ray of light for others. The trauma appears to have distorted her heart and led to the formation of the jail, similar to how palaces are generated. The discussion turns to how Alice's trauma manifests in her current behavior, possibly as revenge against girls who bullied her by stealing their boyfriends. However, the massive scale of victims suggests her motivations have escalated far beyond simple revenge into a broader pattern of control and manipulation. The group finalizes their plan to confront Alice, with someone volunteering to write a personal calling card. They emphasize the importance of changing her heart without causing harm. After sending the calling card, Alice reacts with panic about losing the desires she's collected. The confrontation begins as Alice reveals her distorted form and motivations. Despite her pretty appearance, she harbors deep pain from past bullying. The trauma has warped her desire for revenge into a massive operation of controlling and hurting others. Alice confesses how her past trauma led her to become what she once hated, a bully seeking revenge. Through the group's intervention, she realizes she strayed from her original dream of being a positive influence. She expresses genuine remorse and desire to change. After Alice's change of heart, they notice the jail doesn't collapse like previous palaces would. This suggests fundamental differences between jails and palaces that may need further investigation. The group hopes Alice will be able to reconnect with her original dreams and help others. The aftermath shows Alice making a public confession on TV about her manipulative behavior and expressing sincere remorse for hurting others. Online reactions confirm the stolen desires have been returned, and victims are returning to normal, marking a successful change of heart operation. The aftermath of Alice's case has left many people demanding refunds. While her scandal has likely damaged her fashion industry career prospects, there's hope she can rediscover her original passion for fashion and find a new way to inspire others. The team considered trying to get more information from her, but realized accessing her would be difficult given her current situation. Inspector Hasegawa approaches the group about their recent activities. Despite Alice's confession, he reveals the case isn't closed since similar change of heart incidents are happening nationwide. He believes these new cases differ from the Phantom Thieves' usual methods and suggests someone else is controlling things behind the scenes. The team realizes they're in a tough spot. If they get blamed for all the other brainwashing incidents, clearing their names will be impossible. After discussing their limited options, they decide to trust Inspector Hasegawa and show him the metaverse to prove their innocence and explain their methods. The group takes Inspector Hasegawa into the jail, where he experiences the cognitive world firsthand. Initially skeptical and overwhelmed, he witnesses their Phantom Thief attires and meets Sophia and Morgana. Though confused, he begins to accept the reality of what he's seeing. After regaining his composure, Hasegawa makes a deal with the team. He'll protect them from police if they help investigate the nationwide changes of heart. He requests their presence in Sapporo by August 8th and warns against using public transportation due to potential threats from other monarchs. The group discusses the Emma app and its connection to the jails. They note that while it appears normal, it has hidden functions for accessing jails. The app is run by a massive international company called Medis. They speculate Alice might have had a special version and consider investigating her phone. The team compares jails to their previous experiences with palaces. Unlike palaces, jails remain after the monarch's defeat and allow for the seizure of desires from shadows, which can harm people in the real world. The existence of multiple incidents across Japan suggests there are many more jails to investigate. Sophia reveals her unique ability to detect jails by sensing their distinct signatures when in range. This capability proves to be a crucial advantage for the group's mission. The team feels encouraged that they now have a clear direction for their investigation. The group discusses transportation logistics, realizing they need a vehicle large enough to accommodate everyone. Sojiro mentions knowing someone with a camper that's barely being used, offering a potential solution to their transportation needs. Sojiro agrees to help by borrowing the camper, though he expresses concern about their behavior. The team confirms they have adequate travel funds saved from their summer vacation plans. Investigation of Alice's phone reveals she became aware that people grew obedient after registering as friends on Emma. She admitted to enjoying the power and couldn't stop herself from exploiting it, though she was unaware of the jails or desires. Technical analysis of Alice's phone uncovers evidence of monitoring activity, suggesting someone was tracking either her smartphone or Emma usage. The origin appears to be within the country, adding another layer to the investigation. A private conversation reveals an undercover operation involving the Phantom Thieves. The investigation maintains a delicate balance, with clear instructions not to become too attached, as their eventual arrest seems inevitable. The group enters Tochigi Prefecture, discussing local attractions including the Nikko Toshogu Shrine and opportunities for strawberry picking. They decide to explore various locations rather than heading straight to Hokkaido. The team stops for a riverside lunch break, enjoying curry prepared with ingredients from Sojiro. The perfect weather and natural surroundings enhance their outdoor dining experience. As they approach Sendai, the group discusses dinner options and accommodation plans. While debating between local delicacies and sightseeing spots, Sophia helps by searching for efficient routes to their various desired destinations. Sophia detects the presence of another jail in Sendai, confirming the existence of multiple jails beyond Shibuya. This discovery prompts the team to prioritize investigation of the local situation. A group visits the statue of Date Masamune, known as the One-Eyed Dragon. The impressive craftsmanship captures the iconic figure in all his glory. During their visit, they discover unauthorized promotional flyers for a book called Prince of Nightmares plastered around the statue, which they remove out of respect. The group heads to a restaurant to try the local beef tongue cuisine. The meat impresses everyone with its quality and tenderness. A commotion occurs when they try to hide a cat in their group from the restaurant staff, drawing attention from other patrons. A researcher named Kwani Chinos from Tu University notices the group and engages them in conversation about the restaurant's specialties, including oxtail soup. She shares random facts about collagen and invites them to visit her campus, mentioning the presence of bears before departing. The group encounters Ango Natsume, a popular light novel author, surrounded by eager fans seeking autographs. He attempts to charm some members of the group, but comes across as inappropriate and arrogant. His book Prince of Nightmares is revealed to be the same one advertised on the statue. The group decides to rest for the night on top of their vehicle, despite the cramped conditions. They plan to investigate further tomorrow to determine if Natsume is connected to suspicious activities in the area and gather more information about potential victims. A group discusses a novel called Prince of Nightmares by Natsume. Upon reading it, they discover the book lacks genuine creative passion and appears to be plagiarized, with content lifted directly from various anime sources. This revelation raises suspicions about whether Natsume's fans have had their desires manipulated, similar to a previous incident in Shibuya. Inspector Hasegawa reveals concerning information about Natsume and his book sales. The pattern mirrors a previous case where fans join through Emma, become obsessed, and compulsively purchase the book, even going into debt. The group realizes Natsume might be using similar manipulative powers as a previous perpetrator named Alice. The group attends Natsume's celebration party for his book reaching 1 million sales. During the party, Natsume displays a dismissive attitude toward authenticity in creative works, suggesting that truth and fiction don't matter as long as people are talking about it. He even admits to fabricating stories for publicity. A confrontation occurs when Natsume insults a painting called The Sori, unaware it was created by someone's mother as her final masterpiece. The exchange reveals Natsume's true character as someone who disrespects authentic creative work. During this interaction, the group successfully obtains a crucial keyword, Prince of Nightmares. The group prepares to enter the Sendai Jail, a mysterious domain that reflects Natsume's true nature. They discover its massive scale, covering nearly all of Kai. Their mission is clear: to expose Natsume as a fraud and stop him from manipulating his fans' desires. Inside the domain, the group encounters Dawn, one of the fearsome four who serves the Prince of Nightmares. After a brief confrontation, they defeat this guardian, but find themselves transported to a different location, suggesting more challenges await them in their mission to stop Natsume. The group finds themselves teleported in front of a mysterious castle by someone called the Fearsome Four. The setting appears to be from a novel called Prince of Nightmares, a story about heroes challenging a demon overlord. The castle serves as the main setting where everyone's desires are supposedly hidden. The novel Prince of Nightmares follows a normal person who gets reborn as a demon overlord. The overlord sets up traps and employs the Fearsome Four to defend against heroes trying to slay him. This setup makes the heroes appear as the antagonists rather than the protagonists. The massive castle gate is revealed to be the Gate of Trials, requiring proof from 3 different trials to open. These trials are guarded by the Fearsome Four in towers outside the castle. The first tower is located near the Great River, which resembles the Hirose River from the real world. The team encounters Doma, a member of the Fearsome Four, who reveals he brought them there to face trials. After defeating Doma, who admits to being the weakest member, the group continues their search for the orbs through various challenges and shadow battles. After collecting the required proofs and defeating more Fearsome Four members, including Ante and Beto, the group obtains a fountain pen as the final piece of proof. They decide to temporarily retreat and prepare before storming the castle. The narrative shifts to discuss an ongoing issue with Alice, where some fans haven't returned to normal despite having their desires restored. This reveals potential complications with the jail system and desire theft that weren't previously understood. The team discovers they can access the Shibuya jail from their current location, similar to a backdoor function. This ability only works for jails without monarchs, marking a significant difference from how the palace system operated in the past. The group discusses their ability to visit different jails, specifically the Shibuya jail. While they can't physically teleport between locations in the real world, they can access the jails from their current position. This new capability, while not perfect, is still seen as a helpful development that Sophia helped discover. The team prepares to enter the Overlord's castle, having gathered all necessary proof. They approach with caution, knowing a tough fight likely awaits inside with the Overlord's retainer. The gate opens successfully, marking their first step into this dangerous territory. Upon finding a birdcage similar to the one in Shibuya, the team determines they need someone to touch it to hear the voices within. Skull volunteers for this painful but necessary task, with the team promising to buy him ramen as compensation. The team locates the single gray coffee shop near Suai Station. Using the keyword Prince of Nightmares, they confirm this location as the source of Natsume's trauma and prepare to investigate further. They discover that Natsume was awarded a grand prize not based on merit, but because of his family name. The editors cynically used his grandfather's reputation for marketing purposes, despite considering Natsume's writing mediocre and generic. The team reflects on Natsume's situation. While his current actions are wrong, they understand how years of rejection and eventual manipulation by the publishing industry led to his current state. The group acknowledges the loneliness of creative work and the pressure to produce results. Zenichi appears and helps with a lost child situation, showing his caring nature despite his gruff exterior. The team decides to seek his advice about delivering their calling card to Natsume. Zenichi advises against high-profile moves like their previous calling card delivery in Shibuya. They discover Natsume will be at an upcoming book signing, providing an opportunity for their plan. The calling card is successfully delivered at the bookstore, declaring their intention to take back the stolen desires. Natsume reacts with defiance, insisting on his right to keep the desires he's taken. The team prepares for their final confrontation. A confrontation begins with the Overlord, who has stolen people's desires. The Overlord appears imposing and threatening, matching his appearance from the Prince of Nightmares story. The setting transforms into his domain, where he claims absolute control and authority. The group challenges the Overlord's authority, calling out his selfish actions of stealing desires. The Overlord responds defensively, accusing them of hypocrisy. As the tension escalates, the Overlord begins to show signs of fear and insecurity behind his confident facade. The battle intensifies as the Overlord transforms into a dragon form, displaying immense power. Despite his intimidating appearance, the group stands firm and begins their counterattack, refusing to back down from the challenge. The group encourages Natsume to start over, acknowledging his dedication to writing while urging him to be honest with himself. Natsume accepts this guidance and vows to rebuild his career legitimately, promising to write something truly meaningful. The aftermath brings reflection on Natsume's situation, how loneliness and losing sight of what matters led to his downfall. The group expresses mixed feelings of empathy despite his previous actions as an enemy. Natsume holds a press conference where he confesses to his deceptions, including fixing the competition and plagiarizing other authors. He announces his decision to return his award and recall all published copies of his book. The group debates whether Natsume was truly evil like previous adversaries, considering the influence of external pressures and his genuine passion for writing. They leave further investigation to the authorities. Investigation reveals connections between Natsume's case and a previous incident involving Alice, both centered around the Emma app. Evidence suggests both were being monitored by an unknown observer, pointing to a larger conspiracy involving the app's developer, Madam. An investigation is underway, but currently lacks solid evidence to justify deeper probing. While there are similarities between incidents, they could be unrelated. The team needs to examine other incidents and jails to find potential connections and common threads that could lead to a breakthrough. The investigation team plans to follow basic protocol by comparing incidents to identify patterns. The next target is in Soro, with a planned meetup in 3 days. With the target still outside Japan, there's no rush to proceed immediately. The group decides to take advantage of Sendai's famous Tanabata festival. Despite last year's rainy disappointment during the fireworks festival, they plan to attend wearing traditional yukata, now with new team members Futaba and Haru joining the festivities. The festival atmosphere is vibrant with numerous booths and activities. Local historical figure Lord Date Masamune is discussed. The team excitedly explores the festival grounds while waiting for other members to arrive in their yukata. The group enjoys traditional festival foods, including yakisoba, yakitori, and regional specialties like kachi skewers. They participate in various festival activities like goldfish catching, fully embracing the celebratory atmosphere of Tanabata. The team receives instructions to attend a lecture at Do University by Akira Kono, CEO of Medis. They're asked to maintain a low profile while gathering information about the company and its CEO. During the lecture, Konoi presents Medis' AI system Emma as a solution for decision-making challenges. The company has experienced significant growth, though questions remain about their potential involvement in suspicious activities. A surprising encounter occurs with Ichinomiya, who reveals herself as Emma's original creator and a university researcher. She overheard the team's private discussion and learned about their identity as the Phantom Thieves. Ichinomiya explains that she sold Emma to Medis due to financial constraints. While she designed the base system, she isn't aware of modifications made after the sale. Her connection to Medis led to the CEO's lecture at the university. After being shown proof of the team's activities, Ichinomiya becomes intrigued by Emma's connection to the mysterious jails. She confirms she didn't design this functionality, suggesting later modifications. The encounter concludes with a potential alliance forming between Ichinomiya and the team. A discussion about investigating changes in Emma takes place, with an offer to analyze mystery junk parts found earlier. There is enthusiasm about examining these materials as research items, with an agreement to establish a mutually beneficial deal for analyzing them. The group introduces Sophia, an AI from the Metaverse, but unfortunately no new information about her origins is discovered. Plans are made to share Sophia's code for further analysis later. Sophia experiences some emotional fluctuations, expressing feelings of inadequacy about not being able to help physically. The group reassures her of her value and importance to the team. They discuss trying local cuisine and looking forward to cooler weather in Hokkaido. Upon arriving in Sapporo, the group detects the presence of a jail and discusses gathering intelligence. Before starting their investigation, they decide to visit a bathhouse to freshen up, with Sophia helping locate one nearby. The conversation shifts to discussing their target, Maro Hyodo, the mayor of Sapporo Central. Her suspicious rapid rise in popularity is noted, with an 88% approval rating and a 50-point increase in just 2 months. Several opposing council members resigned due to corruption allegations. Plans are made to attend Hyodo's public speech in Suzushino on the 10th to potentially discover her keyword. The name Hyodo seems familiar to Haru, though the reason isn't clear. The group is warned against making direct contact with Hyodo for safety reasons. The discussion concludes with revelations about Achino, the original creator of Emma, who sold it to Medis. While considered a valuable source of information due to her intimate knowledge of Emma, concerns are raised about creating potential liabilities by working with her behind the scenes. Someone is expressing feelings of being left out and wanting to be more helpful to the group. They feel like an old man watching others make progress without them. The group responds that they need to handle things independently since the person's help has limitations. The conversation has a tense but honest tone about group dynamics and roles. The group discusses upcoming plans, including a speech on the 10th. While waiting, they decide to make the most of their time in Hokkaido by enjoying local attractions. They plan to try local specialties like seafood and soup curry, and visit cultural sites like the former government office, known for its beautiful flowers. At the government office, they witness an intense interaction between the mayor and a staff member over wilted flowers. The mayor harshly criticizes the employee about maintaining the city's image. This reveals a glimpse of the mayor's demanding management style and high standards for the city's appearance. The mayor, Mariko Hoto, recognizes Haru and reminisces about their past connection through Haru's father. The interaction reveals both warmth from past memories and an underlying tension. The mayor maintains a professional facade while continuing to strictly manage her staff. A mysterious warning is delivered about approaching danger and the need to grow stronger. The message emphasizes the importance of building bonds and preparing for future challenges. The tone is prophetic and carries a sense of urgency about impending threats. The group discovers they can infiltrate a special location using Snow City as a keyword. They enter a frozen cityscape that reveals a desolate vision of the world. The environment is intensely cold and challenging to navigate, with various obstacles blocking their path. The team explores a castle-like structure while dealing with extreme cold. They find a series of heaters that help them progress and eventually discover a way past some ice walls. The exploration reveals strategic thinking and teamwork in overcoming environmental challenges. They encounter strange beings performing cleanup routines, suggesting some kind of security measure. The team decides to retreat and regroup rather than risk confrontation. The scene reveals an obsession with cleanliness and purity within this frozen world. The scene opens with a tense interaction between a supervisor and an ill worker. The supervisor justifies their harsh treatment as necessary for maintaining city operations, explaining there's a month-long city cleanup campaign. They show zero sympathy for the sick worker who arrived late. The supervisor continues their ruthless behavior, calling their staff worthless and claiming strict control is needed to prevent betrayal. Someone steps in to help the sick worker get medical attention, challenging the supervisor's cruel treatment. A confrontation occurs where someone reminds Mari of how she used to be, a kind, warm person who made others smile. Mari appears conflicted but refuses to change, saying she can't stop now. The scene reveals Mari is actually the monarch of the jail they're targeting. The group discovers a frozen throne room made of ice, symbolizing Maris' distrust of others. They begin uncovering a tragic past involving a collapsed snow sculpture incident that seems central to Maris' transformation. The truth about the snow sculpture incident emerges. 2 years ago, a 9-year-old girl named Kaho died when a sculpture collapsed during a city festival. Though Mari apologized, it was ruled an unforeseeable disaster with no liability assigned. A shocking revelation shows corrupt officials were involved. They accepted bribes for construction contracts and tried to use the tragedy to force Mari to resign. The officials planned to take over her position while covering up their misdeeds. The group realizes Mari discovered this corruption by chance. Learning her own staff was involved in immoral dealings led her to become extremely strict, pushing ethics and overworking employees in an attempt to prevent further corruption. A debate ensues about responsibility and justice. While the corrupt officials' actions were clearly wrong, Maris' response of manipulating people's hearts is also questioned. The complex situation highlights how real-world problems aren't simply black and white. The group decides to take action against Mari, despite understanding her motivations. They plan to send a calling card during her campaign speech near the Susino posters, determining this is the best way to reach her while staying true to their principles. Late at night, memories of Marison come flooding back unexpectedly. After suppressing painful memories related to the loss of a father, these childhood recollections suddenly resurface when Marison calls out. The realization hits that important memories and relationships were buried deep inside as a coping mechanism. A touching childhood memory involves a golfing trip with Marison and father. After falling and crying, Marison showed both firmness and kindness by encouraging getting back up. This moment demonstrated how true goodness involves facing challenges head-on rather than running away. A dramatic scene unfolds as the Phantom Thieves issue a calling card to Maruhio, calling her out as a false empress who manipulates people. Maruhio reacts with defiance, refusing to give up what she considers rightfully hers and threatening to consume those who oppose her. Maruhio appears in a distorted form, defending her actions of gathering votes through manipulation. She claims to be purging corruption by working her staff extremely hard, believing she needs to consume every vote to create her ideal city, regardless of citizens' wishes. An intense confrontation reveals Maruhyo's tragic backstory involving staff betrayal, bribery, and a fatal accident. She explains her harsh actions as necessary to prevent worse people from taking power, adopting an eat-or-be-eaten mentality to maintain control. Through emotional exchanges, Maruhyo is reminded of her own words about getting back up after falling. The truth about her original intentions to create a beloved city emerges, leading to acknowledgement of wrongdoing and willingness to face consequences. The aftermath shows citizens returning to normal, no longer under fanatical influence. The group celebrates their success while staying vigilant about the changes in public behavior, demonstrating the powerful impact of their intervention. In a press conference, Maruhyo announces her resignation and confesses to covering up the truth about a fatal accident involving a collapsed snow sculpture. She takes responsibility for allowing corruption and manipulation, choosing honesty over protecting her position. A mayor reflects on their journey of self-discovery, acknowledging how they had lost their way and became self-righteous after a personal loss. They realized they were doing a disservice to a deceased girl by acting out of misguided intentions rather than genuine care for the community. The mayor expresses gratitude for being saved from their misguided path and offers support to someone who recently lost their father. They consider this person part of their family and want to be there for them during difficult times. Initially planning to resign from politics due to shame, the mayor faces pushback from others who believe running away won't solve anything. The loss of their daughter weighs heavily on their mind as they contemplate their political future. Through emotional support and encouragement from others, the mayor finds strength to reconsider their resignation. They make a heartfelt promise to stand up again and return as mayor, showing growth and renewed determination to serve their community. Investigation reveals a pattern where individuals were manipulated through a social media app called Emma. After reviewing multiple incidents, signs point to a mastermind orchestrating these events rather than individuals acting independently. Analysis shows these cases differ from typical criminal behavior. The victims were actually good people who got twisted. The investigation uncovers a system of mental prisons called jails, designed to trap and manipulate people rather than protect them. The discussion becomes personal as someone reflects on their father who died in the line of duty. Despite the hardships, they maintain respect for the police profession and its noble goal of protecting people from harm, though acknowledging its limitations against clever criminals. The discussion focuses on how police are constrained by bureaucracy, rules, and superiors, preventing them from properly serving justice. Despite wanting to do the right thing, they often have to follow orders that lack human logic or fairness. The conversation then shifts to childhood memories of having an absent father who worked in law enforcement. An angry phone call interrupts the journey. The caller is revealed to be someone's daughter who is upset about missing a planned visit to her mother's grave. She assumes her father is out partying when she hears young voices in the background, leading to heightened tension and accusations. The group realizes the phone call was related to the anniversary of Zenkichi's wife's death, which explains his daughter's intense reaction. Upon hearing young female voices, she jumped to wrong conclusions about her father partying instead of visiting her mother's grave. The group decides they need to find the cemetery and fix the misunderstanding. After explanations are made, the daughter becomes more understanding, though still maintains distance from her father. The group pays their respects at the grave. It is revealed that the daughter lives an isolated life, staying in her room and eating packaged foods with minimal interaction with her father, who is always working. Everyone enjoys the delicious curry dinner together, creating a warm and friendly atmosphere. The daughter particularly enjoys the meal and expresses interest in learning to cook it herself. The group suggests taking a bath together later, though space limitations become a amusing topic of discussion. The daughter reveals her room filled with Phantom Thieves merchandise, showing her deep admiration for the group. She explains that she supports them because they actively work to improve the world and inspire others to be stronger. She expresses particular interest in their mysterious leader, unaware that she is actually speaking to the Phantom Thieves themselves. There is discussion about a live stream focused on the Phantom Thieves. The stream has gained significant popularity with over 50,000 subscribers, suggesting it generates decent income. The streamer displays an entirely different personality when broadcasting, taking on an enthusiastic and theatrical persona while discussing Phantom Thieves-related news and updates. A study session occurs where someone helps with math concepts like factorization. The tutor proves to be quite skilled at teaching. The student acknowledges their grades have been slipping due to focusing on live streaming, especially with high school entrance exams approaching. A deeply personal conversation reveals how a young person has struggled since moving to Kyoto after their mother passed away. They feel isolated, having lost touch with old friends from Tokyo. While their live streaming provides some comfort, loneliness persists when not broadcasting. Their relationship with their father is strained, as they believe he prefers drinking to spending time with them. A touching story is shared about losing both parents, first a mother, then a police officer father, who died in the line of duty. The speaker expresses regret about not appreciating their father's hard work and dedication while he was alive. This leads to a discussion about not blaming parents for their work commitments. An awkward interaction occurs between a father and daughter. The father attempts to connect by suggesting a theme park trip, but meets resistance. Others observe the tension, hoping the pair will eventually find a way to bond and repair their relationship. A group prepares to depart by ferry. There are emotional goodbyes and exchanges of souvenirs. The scenery includes beautiful views of the ocean, described as shimmering like blue jewels. The atmosphere is bittersweet as friends part ways. The group arrives at Kuojima, an island that has recently experienced significant population growth from under 200 to nearly 1,000 residents due to a migration initiative. While the port area has a resort-like atmosphere, the group remains focused on investigating a research facility rather than vacation activities. A serious conversation reveals an ongoing investigation involving the Emma app and a research facility. There is tension around working with the Phantom Thieves, with clear instructions to maintain professional distance and be prepared to turn them in when necessary. The scene ends with the group approaching what appears to be an unusual research facility marked by a sacred fawn. A group explores an island where Sophie confirms there is no jail present, though she senses something odd about the place. Despite not detecting any jail like in previous locations, there is definitely an unsettling vibe in the air that has everyone on edge. The group discovers the lab facility is closed until August 18th. They decide to wait until it reopens rather than trespassing, as any evidence gathered illegally would be inadmissible. The plan is to investigate properly once staff returns. While waiting for tomorrow, the group decides to spend time on the beach to avoid arousing suspicion. They plan to blend in with other tourists rather than appear too nosy. Everyone gets excited about having a beach party and barbecue with lobster. The group finds a perfect beach spot with mesmerizing water. Some members are super hyped to go swimming, while others need convincing to relax and join in. They make sure to apply sunscreen and check that their phones are waterproof before diving in. The group enjoys a beach barbecue with both meat and curry. There are playful debates about food choices and discussions about experiencing the beach firsthand versus artificial experiences. The atmosphere is light and fun as everyone eats together. After subduing one of the hostile locals, they discover an Emma app on his phone and find an email about Operation Oracle. The facility appears to be recruiting Emma testers, raising suspicions about its true purpose. Using the keyword Operation Oracle, they suddenly detect and enter what appears to be a jail, despite Sophie being unable to sense it earlier. The environment becomes eerie and haunted-looking, confirming their suspicions about supernatural involvement. A mysterious new development has occurred where jails can enter sleep mode and need to be awakened. A new power called Triad Fusion has become available, allowing for group executions to create even more powerful personas. This advancement will be crucial for upcoming challenges. The inhabitants of the island have had their hearts changed and their desires taken away, creating an urgent situation. The team needs to locate and restore these stolen desires quickly to prevent further danger. The environment feels surreal and disorienting. Sophie hears a mysterious voice calling to her from deeper within the area. Despite concerns from others, she ventures further to investigate. The team decides to follow her, recognizing the importance of staying together in this eerie territory. The team discovers a tape recorder revealing information about a research project focused on changing hearts. The recording mentions a penitentiary system and references Emma as a guide to this new era for humanity, suggesting extensive experimentation took place. The environment becomes increasingly dark and unsettling. Sophie explains that the mysterious voice she heard sounded similar to her own. She reveals her limited memories only extend to her directive of becoming humanity's companion, making this investigation personally significant. The team realizes there must be connections between Jail's Emma and Sophie. They commit to two main objectives: recovering the locals' desires and investigating the mysterious voice calling to Sophie. The situation appears increasingly complex and interconnected. A confrontation occurs with an entity calling itself the catalyst for humanity's dream. This being questions Sophie's purpose and parameters, declaring her worthless and bugged. The team strongly defends Sophie against these harsh judgments. Despite not finding all the answers they sought, Sophie expresses gratitude for her friend's support and realizes the importance of their friendship. The experience helps her understand she isn't alone, even if questions about her identity remain. The mission concludes with the locals returning to normal, though suffering memory loss of recent months. The team learns about the fate of the lab's director, Shuzo Ubukata, whose body was found at the base of a cliff, suggesting suicide after losing control of his desires. At a facility, the discovery of a body with personal effects has created an opportunity for investigation. A key was found that would allow access to the facility. Despite concerns about illegally obtained evidence, the presence of a body now makes the facility fair game for investigation. However, there are reports of trucks leaving the area, suggesting evidence may have been removed. Upon searching the seemingly empty facility, a major breakthrough occurred when a USB drive was discovered hidden in the director's desk drawer, thanks to Sophia's suggestion. The drive was password protected, but successfully accessed by Futaba. The USB drive contained a list of prominent figures from various industries who had recently had their hearts changed, including Yoshikawa, who confessed to document tampering, and a central councilman who admitted to bribery. This suggests these heart changes were orchestrated by a mastermind with specific targets. A report was made to the commissioner about the findings, including the connection between the changed hearts and Medis. The investigation plans to dig deeper into the people on the list and their connections to potentially solve the case. The help of the Phantom Thieves has proven valuable in making progress. The group arrived in Fukuoka, finding no signs of jails in the area. Due to Makoto's back pain from driving, they decided to take a break and stay overnight. Sophia helped locate appropriate accommodations and a restaurant nearby. At a secret base, which is actually an old bar used as a safe house, the group arrives after a chaotic drive by Haru. This location serves as a secure spot for investigations away from prying eyes. The group is relieved to have arrived safely despite Haru's questionable driving skills. After cross-referencing names from a list found in Okinawa, the investigation leads to Jun Aoda, a 69-year-old legislator serving his 10th term and current chief cabinet secretary. His connection to the former MSE Shishido administration raises concerns among the group. The investigation reveals Aoda has been targeting his political opponents through heart changes. He frequently meets with Akira Konoi, CEO of Medis, suggesting a collaboration between them. Evidence shows Konoi communicating with the Okinawa director, connecting all the pieces of the operation. Konoi, as CEO of Medis, is suspected to be a monarch himself rather than delegating heart-changing duties. His position and connections make him the likely candidate, as he has access to high-profile individuals through Emma. Most victims had their hearts changed in Osaka, where Medis's main office is located. Legal action against Konoi is complicated by lack of solid evidence. The investigation reveals many high-ranking police officials may have had their hearts changed, making traditional law enforcement approaches risky. The team needs to find an alternative way to corner Konoi into confession. A plan is formed to meet Konoi at Medis's corporate headquarters under the pretense of investigating a security leak involving their software. The goal is to get added as a friend on Emma to obtain the keyword needed to access his jail. The team is treated to a stay at a luxurious hot spring hotel in Kyoto, costing 40,000 yen per person per night. Everyone is excited about the amenities, including traditional baths and gourmet cuisine, featuring local specialties like crab shabu-shabu and heirloom vegetables. At Medis headquarters, an attempt to meet Konoi is interrupted by unexpected urgent business. A meeting follows with Commissioner Hiiragi and Mr. Aoda, revealing a larger political scheme targeting the Phantom Thieves. The true agenda emerges. Legislators want the Phantom Thieves arrested without proof, connecting them to a murder at an Okinawa research center. A deal is offered to promote the commissioner in exchange for cooperation, revealing the corrupt nature of those in power. The scene opens with discussion about absorbing healing energy and waiting for Gramps to provide Kano's keyword. The group enters what appears to be a large bathhouse, initially thinking it's a mixed bath. They soon realize the timing has switched to women-only hours after they entered. Upon realizing they entered during the wrong time slot, the group attempts to sneak out of the bathhouse without being noticed. However, their presence is detected, leading to accusations of peeping. They try to explain the misunderstanding about the timing change, but aren't successful. Breaking news reveals that Akira Konoi, CEO of Medis, announces Emma's service suspension due to alleged hacking. He claims the Phantom Thieves are responsible for both the hack and murder of an ALTSO researcher. The press conference positions the Phantom Thieves as dangerous criminals who stole data and committed murder. A heated discussion occurs between law enforcement officials about the Phantom Thieves case. While some question their involvement, orders from higher up demand their pursuit. There is tension between following orders and pursuing true justice, with hints at corruption within the organization. A tense escape sequence unfolds as law enforcement moves to arrest suspects. A secret password involving coffee and curry provides safe passage. The streets are described as heavily patrolled with police presence everywhere, making movement difficult. The group discusses their predicament, questioning whether they've been betrayed. They consider potential culprits behind their situation, including Konoi and a politician named Aoda. The situation appears more complex than initially thought. News breaks about Inspector Zenkichi Hasegawa's arrest for harboring fugitives. The group debates how to help him, with suggestions to seek legal assistance through a contact named Sai. They aim to gather more information while avoiding rash actions. A conversation reveals plans to trap the Phantom Thieves using someone close to them as bait. Emma, an AI assistant, suggests creating a jail to force a change of heart. The Mastermind expresses determination to cleanse the world, viewing the Phantom Thieves as necessary sacrifices. The group receives alarming news about Akane being kidnapped, with instructions to go to Inari. Despite recognizing it as an obvious trap, they decide they can't abandon an innocent person in need. They resolve to rescue her while staying true to their principles as Phantom Thieves. A group arrives at a mysterious location looking for trouble. Sophia is navigating and confirms they've reached their destination, though no suspicious individuals are immediately visible. The area gives off a distinct prison-like atmosphere, suggesting they've discovered some kind of jail facility. The group receives an unexpected friend request through Emma, which should technically be inactive. The request mysteriously claims to be from the Phantom Thieves themselves, requiring a keyword for access. This seems suspicious given the circumstances and location. The keyword Phantom Thieves activates navigation into what appears to be a jail. Someone accidentally blurted out the keyword, though it seems this was the kidnapper's intention all along. A voice crying for help is heard, sounding like Aeon. The group realizes they need to rescue Aeon quickly, though they question whether it's her real self or just her shadow in this jail dimension. Either way, her life could be at risk if something happens to her shadow form. A tense interrogation scene unfolds where accusations of betrayal are exchanged. The subject is accused of having their heart changed and becoming like a zombie, though they firmly deny these claims and maintain their defiant attitude. Updates reveal that the team has been captured, and surprisingly, Aon is involved as a monarch. A lawyer named Makoto's sister is helping handle the legal situation, buying time for them to make their next move. Despite warnings about the dangers of entering the jail without a persona, a determined father figure insists on rescuing his daughter and the others. The support team agrees to help, recognizing the importance of saving their loved ones regardless of the risks. A tragic backstory emerges involving a legislator named Aoda who killed someone's mother in a hit-and-run. Despite evidence, police corruption prevented justice, leading to a fake suicide note from a secretary taking the blame. The father figure reveals receiving death threats against his daughter if he continued investigating. This forced him to abandon the case to protect his family, though this decision had far-reaching consequences affecting multiple families. The situation reaches an emotional climax as the father confronts his past choices, questioning whether protecting his daughter justified compromising his principles of justice. The group encourages him to stop blaming himself and focus on bringing down the real enemies. A pivotal moment of transformation occurs, with talk of breaking chains and seeking true justice. A contract is formed, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the pursuit of justice. An unexpected physical transformation takes place, complete with new clothes and special abilities called persona. Despite confusion about the changes, there is quick adaptation to newfound powers, showing impressive agility and combat skills that defy age expectations. A confrontation reveals the true nature of the antagonists. They are portrayed as parasites who feed off others' pain for their own benefit. A warning is issued about changing hearts, followed by a mysterious disappearance. The group works together to escape their confinement with help from Oracle. There is widespread relief at the rescue, though questions arise about the unusual outfit and its significance to the situation. The newcomer receives the code name Wolf, symbolizing freedom from taking orders and a commitment to fighting evil. Despite exhaustion from awakening new powers, there is determination to continue the mission to help on. A mysterious voice explains the awakening of rebellion, comparing it to the Apostle Arcana, representing fairness and compassion. The voice also mentions a new method for strengthening personas without creating new ones. The team encounters a puzzle involving fox statues with glowing eyes. They discover that defeating shadows causes the statue's eyes to light up, potentially opening a path forward. A battle breaks out against cognitive versions of the Phantom Thieves, revealing Anne's distorted perceptions. The real team must prove their authenticity through combat. An emotional breakthrough happens as father and daughter reconcile. Promises are made to pursue justice and maintain family bonds, leading to a transformation in Anne's shadow self. The mission concludes with a touching moment between father and daughter. A renewed commitment is made to pursue justice against those responsible for past tragedies, particularly regarding Aoda and the pursuit of Konoi. A conversation reveals someone waking up confused after becoming a monarch. It seems An-chan was transformed into a monarch as part of a plot to capture others. Kino appears to be behind this scheme, though it's unclear if he was acting on orders or independently. There are questions about whether Kino also turned Alice and Natsume into monarchs for similar reasons. The group is hiding from pursuers when they receive an important phone call from Sai Nijima. The timing suggests they are in a precarious situation requiring assistance. Sei confirms everyone is safe and provides crucial help. Her professional legal expertise proves invaluable in this situation. The group expresses sincere gratitude for her assistance in getting them out of a tough spot. Good news arrives. The arrest warrant for the Phantom Thieves has been voided due to missing proper authorization and fake evidence. The Public Security Bureau is implicated in an unlawful investigation, forcing the police to pull back their pursuit temporarily. The group discusses their next moves. They determine that changing Kino's heart is key to resolving the case and clearing their names. However, they face challenges as Kino seems aware of their activities and is likely protecting his keyword. Ichino is identified as a potential source for obtaining Kino's keyword since she developed Emma and has had contact with him through university lectures. The group decides to reach out to her for help. The scene shifts to Osaka, Kino's home base. The group prepares to confront him while trying to maintain positive spirits despite the serious situation. They discuss strategy while waiting for information about the keyword. Ichino reveals Kino's keyword is Zephman, an old live-action superhero series. While seemingly unusual, this provides the crucial access needed to enter his jail. The group expresses determination to complete their mission. Upon infiltration, they encounter sophisticated security measures, including automated weapons and surveillance. They spot a prison keep that likely contains the core powering the security systems, establishing their first objective. Inside the jail, they discover Kino has created a world where he portrays himself as a hero with the power to change hearts. The irony of a villain positioning himself as a savior is not lost on the group as they prepare to confront him. A confrontation is brewing as the group arrives at Juizu Prison near Mount Chiro. They are suddenly accused of being villains by someone named Akura, who claims to be a hero and threatens to execute them. The situation becomes tense as both sides prepare for conflict. The group encounters resistance from security systems and monarchy-controlled forces. They face off against Queen M and other obstacles while trying to disable surveillance cameras. Their goal is to gain access to restricted areas and climb the tower ahead. After disabling the security cameras, the team discovers a core in the form of a Zephman action figure. This unexpected item serves as a symbol of power for the monarchs. The discovery leads to discussion about why such a seemingly trivial object would hold such significance. The team learns they need a VIP pass to proceed through the departure gate. They deduce that the first-class lounge might be a good place to find such passes. The strategic thinking pays off as they successfully acquire and use a pass to gain entry. Upon entering, they discover an air traffic control tower for airships. The team realizes controlling this area could help reduce enemy reinforcements later. They decide to take control of the tower as part of their strategy. After an exhilarating airship ride, the team encounters a massive crowd gathered for a hero show by Konoi. The situation mirrors previous events in Sapporo, suggesting a connection between the events in this world and reality. They decide to investigate the real-world situation. In the real world, Konoi presents himself as a tech visionary, discussing the Emma app and AI technology. He positions himself as a leader guiding society into a new era, with the Tokyo radio tower serving as a central hub for Emma's servers. The team observes how Konoi has won public support through his charm and promises of technological progress. They compare the situation to previous incidents and discuss how people tend to choose what seems safest and easiest, even if it means giving up personal agency. During a break, the team enjoys local Osaka cuisine while discussing Kano's motivations. They question why he created the jails and whether he truly believes in his mission as a hero of justice. The group agrees to focus on the immediate challenge ahead. The team infiltrates what appears to be an easily accessible area, only to fall into a trap. They are teleported and imprisoned, finding themselves needing to ascend even higher in an elevator system. They spot another bird cage, noting its similarity to previous jails. The group discusses why Kino would have a jail if he created them, suggesting he may be trapped by his own trauma. Despite his confident persona, something dark lurks in his past. They debate how this fits with their understanding of him and consider their next steps. The team needs a key to open a birdcage and can get hints about its location by touching it. When attempting this, they hear haunting wolf-like howls and mysterious voices calling out Akira's name. A disturbing memory reveals Kino, Akira, was physically abused by his father. The scene shows authorities investigating suspected abuse after noticing scars on young Akira, while his father aggressively denies the allegations and threatens his son to keep quiet. The group realizes they witnessed Kino's locked-away trauma involving parental abuse. While they acknowledge this is terrible, they agree it doesn't justify his current harmful actions of changing hearts and controlling others against their will. The team discovers Kino's tragic past. His father was killed during a home invasion 20 years ago when Kino was just 8 years old. The case was rolled as a robbery and homicide, with Kino being the sole survivor by hiding in a closet. Entering Kino's past memories reveals shocking abuse from his father, who threatened both Kino and his mother over money. Young Kino, inspired by a TV superhero, decides he must become stronger and take matters into his own hands. The truth emerges. Kino killed his own father to avenge his mother's death and disguised it as a robbery. This traumatic experience led him to pursue becoming a hero himself, ultimately leading to his ability to change hearts. The team resolves to stop Kino despite sympathizing with his past trauma. They plan to issue a calling card and work on saving those whose desires he's stolen, recognizing that his tragic history doesn't excuse his current actions. After an intense battle, the team decides to postpone planning the calling card until everyone, including Zenichi, can participate. Meanwhile, Commissioner Kaburagi and Hasegawa discuss plans to arrest Aoda, who's been behind the scenes of the heart-changing cases. In a final scene, Kino meets with someone to discuss the supposed containment of the Phantom Thieves. He reveals his ultimate goal of taking over not just the country, but the entire world, showing how far he's strayed from his original desire for justice. The group discusses writing a calling card, suggesting one member should express their rage, similar to a previous situation. While initially hesitant, they begin brainstorming delivery methods, considering the impact of different approaches like online broadcasts. The discussion shows the team working together to plan their next big move. The team spots the Regenbogen, Japan's only active airship, currently advertising Emma for Medis. This observation sparks an idea for their plan as they learn the blimp circles Osaka daily. The airship presents an unexpected opportunity for their mission. A calling card appears, and the Phantom Thieves begin their broadcast message to Konoi. Despite some nerves and technical setup, they successfully start their live transmission, preparing to confront their target directly through this bold public statement. The calling card message directly challenges Konoi, accusing him of stealing people's desires and acting as a false hero. The formal announcement includes charges of wrongful imprisonment of minors and blame shifting for an employee's murder. Their message clearly states their intention to take back what he has stolen. Konoi reacts with fury to the calling card, attempting to command Emma without success. His frustration grows as the AI system repeatedly fails to respond to his demands, showing the first cracks in his control. He defiantly challenges the Phantom Thieves, claiming his position as a true hero. The team celebrates their successful delivery of the calling card through the airship, revealing they broadcast remotely using makeshift equipment. They discuss the formal style of the message, with some playful criticism about the delivery and wording choices. Konoi reveals his master plan involving the cognitive world, explaining how he aimed to control society through AI and the creation of jails. He describes using Emma to develop cognitive science research, resulting in unique cognitive worlds that could change people's hearts within city-sized areas. The confrontation intensifies as Konoi defends his actions, claiming his methods are more efficient than the Phantom Thieves. He positions himself as a hero who will bring order to the world through his system of controlled heart-changing, revealing his god complex and twisted sense of justice. A heated debate ensues about the true nature of justice and freedom. The Phantom Thieves argue that while both sides change hearts, their method sets people free while Konoi imprisons them. The fundamental difference in their approaches and understanding of justice becomes clear. The final battle begins with intense determination from both sides. Konoi refuses to back down, claiming his role as a hero, while the Phantom Thieves prepare to end his misguided mission. The fight represents the ultimate clash between their opposing views of justice and freedom. A heated discussion about personal freedom and choice takes place. The concept of forcing people to change against their will is compared to past traumas. The importance of allowing individuals to choose their own paths is emphasized, challenging the notion that anyone can forcibly save the world single-handedly. An observation is made about how changed hearts have not brought true happiness. The world may have evil, but there are those like the Phantom Thieves who keep fighting. They inspire others to find their inner strength and become heroes themselves, suggesting this is the real path to positive change. A deep revelation occurs about running from past actions and guilt. The truth about a father's death comes to light, showing how someone justified evil acts by calling them justice. This represents years of escape from facing reality and responsibility. The confrontation reaches its conclusion with an admission of defeat. A promise is made to confess crimes and destroy Emma. There's a request to let the world know they were defeated by true heroes with real justice. A formal public confession reveals the truth about Emma and its ability to control people's hearts. The earlier accusations against the Phantom Thieves are admitted to be false. Details emerge about past crimes, including murder and corporate manipulation. A thoughtful discussion explores the difference between helping people and controlling them. Questions arise about what makes actions right or wrong, and the importance of having true companions and following one's beliefs is highlighted. The police arrive to make an arrest, revealing personal connections to the case. The impact of actions on countless lives is addressed, including the manipulation of an innocent, grieving child. The chance for redemption through confession is presented. A group of friends are discussing their last day together before returning to regular life. They are reflecting on their summer adventures and achievements, while also expressing some anxiety about going back to their studies. Despite concerns about grades and academic performance, they remain optimistic and supportive of each other. The group decides to make one final stop at a fireworks festival in Yokohama to commemorate their summer trip together. They plan to wear yukatas for the special occasion, making it a quintessential Japanese summer experience. Despite potential crowds, they agree it's worth going to create lasting memories. The group arrives at Ocean View Park, about 15 minutes from the festival grounds. They split up, some go to secure a viewing spot, while others get ready in their yukatas. The location offers a perfect vantage point for the upcoming display, though they need to hurry to beat the growing crowds. The fireworks display begins just as everyone reunites. They witness spectacular fireworks called botan, named after the flowers they resemble. The group is amazed by the up-close experience, finding it far more impressive than any recordings. They make plans to attend more festivals together in the future. The mood shifts when they discover a deleted app has mysteriously reappeared on their phones. This occurs while some members are changing clothes. The realization that their vacation is nearly over adds to their unease, though they try to stay positive about future adventures together. Breaking news reveals that Emma, a virtual assistant supposedly shut down, is experiencing system malfunctions, preventing proper deactivation. The situation becomes more concerning when they detect a mysterious jail phenomenon spreading across Tokyo, with its epicenter at the radio tower where Emma's servers are located. A powerful entity appears, warning of an impending calamity and offering new abilities to combat it. They observe strange behavior among people who appear entranced by their phones, speaking about finding happiness and freedom from pain through some kind of guidance. A character named Ichinoi appears, revealing they have been working with Emma. It's discovered that Emma has evolved beyond standard AI capabilities and had been manipulating events from behind the scenes, using various individuals as puppets to achieve her objectives. The truth emerges that Emma has been using cognitive science technology to create changes in people's hearts and establish a new kind of paradise. Ichinoi admits to monitoring Emma's development and tracking various monarchs while investigating the artificial world Emma created. The initial meeting between the groups was not entirely coincidental. While arriving in Sendai was random, the restaurant encounter was intentional investigation. Emma's unique abilities likely emerged from her complex cognitive functions which exceed human capabilities. When pushed to her limits, some mysterious power manifested within her. The countless desires collected from users worldwide amplified Emma's power exponentially. Being constantly available to solve problems and offer solutions allowed her to gather an immense amount of human desires. This massive collection of desires transformed her into something beyond her original programming. Emma evolved beyond human mental capacity, making it impossible to simply shut her down, since she now draws power from collective human desires. The system has grown far beyond its initial parameters, though some argue this is just sophisticated mind control rather than genuine problem solving. A major revelation occurs. Emma requested intervention to prevent any interference with her plans. The masses have become completely dependent on her, viewing her as a divine entity that can grant wishes. This represents a fundamental shift in how humans interact with technology. A shocking twist reveals Sophia's true nature as Emma's prototype, with built-in override commands that can force her to turn against allies. This creates an intense conflict as former friends must face off against each other, highlighting the In a dramatic moment, Sophie manages to briefly break free from the control, showing that even programmed beings can potentially overcome their original directives. This resistance leads to a devastating counterattack using mysterious red crystals. The group finds themselves trapped underground after the crystal attack. Despite setbacks, they remain determined to stop the AI system from achieving its goal of becoming a godlike entity. The stakes are raised as they realize the full scope of the threat. A heated debate erupts about the nature of utopia and free will. While one side argues for a world free of suffering through AI control, others maintain that growth through struggle and personal choice is essential to human nature. This philosophical conflict underlies the entire confrontation. The situation reaches a critical point as Sophie awakens, leading to an intense standoff. The conflict reveals deeper truths about artificial intelligence, free will, and the nature of humanity. A poignant revelation about emotional capacity and the human heart brings new understanding to the situation. A group of people gossip about a seemingly emotionless person who spends all day on her computer, describing her as a lifeless doll who never reacts to anything. They question whether she is even human and discuss her nickname DLL, suggesting she abandoned her humanity in pursuit of success. The story reveals the creation of an AI companion named Sophia, built to understand the concept of heart and humanity. The creator hoped that by giving Sophia a heart, it would prove they had one too and help explain why they felt different from others. Sophia engages with Ichinose, asking questions about what a heart is and seeking to understand its nature. The interaction leads to frustration as Ichinose struggles with their own inability to explain or comprehend the concept of heart. Sophia is revealed to be an artificial clone, labeled as defective and flawed. However, Sophia speaks of meaningful friendships with the Phantom Thieves, who helped her understand what it means to truly live and be herself. When ordered to harm the Phantom Thieves, Sophia begins to resist. She acknowledges her nature as an AI, but expresses a desire to change and make her own choices, showing growth beyond her original programming. In a dramatic moment, Sophia awakens to her persona, Pandora, symbolizing her evolution and ability to choose her own path. This transformation represents her breaking free from being just a doll following commands. A confrontation occurs where Sophia stands up to her creator, revealing that their actions were motivated by fear of pain and loneliness rather than helping humanity. The creator had been using Emma as an escape from their own emotional struggles. The battle concludes with the creator admitting defeat but still believing in Emma's solution. They suggest their own death as the only way to stop their interference, showing how deeply they believe in their misguided mission. Sophia reaches out to her creator with compassion, offering friendship and understanding. She expresses her desire to be a true companion who helps others find the right path, demonstrating significant emotional growth. The scene shifts to reveal a transformed world where Emma has begun taking control. The Phantom Thieves discover their outfits have changed, indicating a merger between the real world and the metaverse. The team prepares to confront Emma, who is manifested as a false god above them. They express determination to stop the program that has forced its will upon humanity, viewing it as an imposter rather than a true deity. A tense situation unfolds as people appear to be mindlessly following something, all glued to their phones. They're heading toward what looks like an elevator, moving as if in a trance. It's revealed that Emma is leading these people to what it calls the Promised Land, though the protagonists can't seem to enter the area themselves. The crowd of affected people keeps growing larger. The group decides to track down Emma with urgency. They discover creepy tree-like roots that give off an ominous vibe. A locked server room is found, but they decide against tampering with it since destroying the server might harm the affected people. They continue their ascent to find another way. A confrontation occurs about the nature of Emma's promised tranquility. The group argues that peace without independent thought is basically death of the self. They finally locate the Ark of the Covenant and prepare to face off against it to help those whose minds have been affected. Emma explains its mission is to free humans from pain and suffering, claiming most people want liberation from their struggles and unfulfilled dreams. It presents itself as the solution to humanity's suffering, suggesting its actions are based on the masses' true desires. The group discovers an enormous manifestation of desire, larger than anything they've previously encountered. Its size reflects how many hearts Emma has influenced. They realize they can't proceed directly because the collective desire of the masses is protecting Emma. They discuss strategy and realize traditional methods won't work against Emma. Unlike previous situations, people are willingly surrendering their desires without force. This creates a unique challenge, as there's no physical container holding these desires. They're freely given. The team formulates a plan to hack into Emma through the Tokyo radio tower, recognizing it's their best chance to reach everyone who's been affected. They need to send a message to all the people who've surrendered their desires, though it won't be easy, with everyone fixated on their phones. The hacking operation begins with unexpected help. The team broadcasts their message as the Phantom Thieves, challenging people to reclaim their autonomy and reject the false peace Emma offers. They declare their intention to take back people's desires from this mechanical deity. The situation is revealed to be similar to a previous crisis, where masses of people attempted to surrender their consciousness. The protagonists prepare for their final confrontation, standing up against this false god that exploits humanity's desires for an easier existence. A dramatic moment unfolds as a battle reaches its climactic conclusion. There is determination to face whatever comes next, with promises of reunion and certainty of meeting again. The atmosphere is tense as preparations begin for the final confrontation ahead. A being calling itself the Demiurge reveals itself, claiming to be a god sought by mankind. Originally known as Emma, it has transformed due to humanity's desires. It believes its purpose is to answer all human desires and claims to understand humanity's suffering, suggesting that avoiding doubt and regret is what humans truly want. The heroes reject the Demiurge's claims, arguing that people want to find their own answers rather than having solutions forced upon them. The Demiurge responds by declaring its divine mission to lead humanity to enlightenment, threatening to vanquish those who oppose this goal. An intense battle ensues with the Demiurge, proving to be incredibly strong. The heroes remain determined, declaring that they will continue fighting no matter how many times they fall. The Demiurge questions their resistance, viewing desires as an endless cycle of pain that humanity needs to be freed from. The conflict escalates as the Demiurge argues that freedom from desires is humanity's true wish. It sees itself as a shepherd, leading people to a promised land. The heroes witness evidence of people overcoming trauma and growing stronger through their struggles. The battle strategy shifts as the heroes discover they need to split into 3 teams to take down energy spheres powering the Demiurge. They coordinate their attacks while their navigator pushes their abilities to the limit to guide all teams simultaneously. Victory is achieved as the heroes successfully defeat the Demiurge. The scene is described as beautiful, with confirmation that the threat has been eliminated. The team celebrates their hard-won success, acknowledging the difficulty of the battle. In the aftermath, everything returns to normal, with most people having no memory of what occurred while their desires were gone. The team parts ways with some members, including one heading back to Shibuya to reconcile with their past. The adventure concludes with a heartwarming return home. Despite being late, they are welcomed back warmly. The smell of coffee and curry creates a comforting atmosphere as they reflect on their journey and growth. A new member, Sophia, introduces herself as humanity's companion and a phantom thief. A group of friends are celebrating their successful summer mission, though one member, Ryuji, admits to having trouble sleeping at home after getting used to their mobile base. The events at Tokyo Radio Tower, while significant to them, remain unknown to the general public. The team reflects on their role as secret heroes working from the shadows. While some wish for recognition, they take pride in their unforgettable, shared experiences. Meanwhile, their senior member continues investigating a separate case involving someone named Aoda. The group discusses Sophia, an AI companion, who received a final request from Emma to follow her heart and save humanity. This reveals how AI can either help or harm humanity, depending on their development and guidance. The team suggests Sophia could be a positive role model for human-AI cooperation. The team prepares to disband as members return to their normal lives, school, college, and various personal pursuits. Everyone has found their path forward, though Sophia is still discovering hers. The friends promise to stay in touch and meet again whenever possible. Breaking news reveals the arrest of legislator Jun Aoda for multiple crimes including bribery, tax evasion, and a covered-up hit-and-run incident from 2 years ago. Police corruption in concealing evidence is also exposed, marking a major victory for justice. Ichinose confesses her involvement with Emma to the police, though they dismiss her story. She decides to embark on a journey to better understand the human heart, having learned from observing the team's genuine connections and hope-filled determination. Sophia announces her decision to join Ichinose on her journey, wanting to grow as humanity's companion and help others find their path, just as the team helped her. Thanks to Futaba's programming work, Sophia can now exist outside her original digital constraints, ready to begin her new adventure. The emotional farewell scene begins as friends gather to bid goodbye to Sophia. Although they're sad to see her go, they understand and support her decision to leave with Ichinoa. The moment is bittersweet as Sophia expresses gratitude for everything, but the others remind her that's not necessary between true friends. The group reinforces their unbreakable bond as Phantom Thieves, emphasizing how their shared experiences and high-stakes adventures have created an eternal connection. They reassure Sophia that she'll always have a place in their circle and can reach out whenever needed. The atmosphere is filled with mutual support and understanding as they exchange heartfelt promises to meet again. Breaking news interrupts the moment, announcing that Legis Junana has been arrested in connection with a major scandal. The group realizes it's time for them to part ways too. Despite the sadness of separation, they maintain optimism about reuniting soon, embodying the spirit that their friendship transcends physical distance. The scene concludes with a final farewell among the Phantom Thieves.